From KETK, you're watching East Texas Live.
Joining us now is Dr. Thomas Sanders with East Texas Baptist University, and today we're talking about their concert tour in Israel. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am wonderful.
Good deal.
Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm so glad.
So tell us a little bit about the trip over to Israel and how that went for you guys.
Yeah, we take a trip every year to Israel, and this year, 4 or 5 years ago, we decided to focus on band and choir and take them to do a concert tour across Israel with congregations and biblical sites. So that was our plan for the year.
Wonderful. What were some of the highlights of the trip? I know the performances probably, but
Yeah.
did y'all get to do other things?
We did, of course, your traditional kinds of things, Mount of Olives, Jerusalem, Masada, those kinds of things. But in the mix of it, we did 3 concerts. But probably the most memorable was being on the Mount of Olives. When you look at the Mount of Olives, Jerusalem's in the background, Temple Mount. And so the choir clustered in front on the top of this hill across the valley, and they sang this hymn, Jerusalem, and they sang that hymn with Jerusalem in the background. So for me, that's probably the iconic image that I have of them singing Jerusalem and looking on Jerusalem from that point in Mount of Olives. So that was probably it.
Sounds wonderful. What was, can you describe some of the repertoire that you guys sung over there and performed?
Yeah, so Dr. Justin Hodges and Dr. Nathan Phillips led the group chorally and the band, but they worked on, very interesting, one of our goals was to sing in Hebrew.
Wow.
So they learned Hatikva, which is the national anthem, Our Hope. And so in different locations, we were able to do, even at a border crossing with the Israeli Defense Force, we sang Hatikva, brought them to tears in that location. But at the same time, we sang a Hebrew blessing in Hebrew because one of the things we wanted to do was be able to speak culturally. So learning Hebrew and being able to sing it was an amazing opportunity. Although I have to say, they admitted that it had a Texas twang to it, so the Hebrew had a little twang to it.
That's okay. Probably very impactful for them to be able to hear it in their native language.
In their native language, for sure.
So what was that response like when you guys were done? Did you get to interact with some of them? What was that response?
Yeah, so we sang in 2 churches, a Hebrew-speaking church congregation on Shabbat, on Saturday. So we sang, and the students had opportunity to visit with the Israelis who speak Hebrew but are Christians. And the same thing, we were in an Arabic church because Israel is a very multinational country. So we were at Arabic-speaking Baptist church on Sunday, and we were able to visit with those Christians who are living in Israel and talk with them, as well as Arabic Muslims, as well as Israeli Jews. We really had the mix, the opportunities really cross cultures. And really, one of the Israelis said, it gave me new hope for the future to see how all the nations and all the people groups and languages kind of came together. So that was kind of our hope, and we felt good about it.
Well, and music is one of those things that it crosses boundaries and brings so many people together.
For sure. And when you're singing in people's heart language, it really does speak to them in a different way.
What do you think this experience means to those kids to be able to go over there and do something they probably might not get to do for, another time in their life?
Yeah, that's right. Probably a very impactful time. The Garden Tomb, which is one of the sites that is held as the place where Jesus was put in the tomb and was resurrected. We had a chance to do a concert there in the evening, and then we took the Lord's Supper after the concert. So we had walked the whole really Via Dolorosa all day, and we ended up with a concert, and then to take the Lord's Supper in that place was really moving for the students to think about the music and the worship, but also Christ's sacrifice and resurrection.
Do y'all have any future plans for going and performing and touring over there or any other place?
Well, we do every 4 years. We do a tour. 4 years ago, went to Austria and Germany and did a tour there. So every 4 years we do that, as well as concerts locally. But we take groups to Israel, students. Our commitment, we have a global study and serve program. So we go all over the place, all over the world with different groups. But for Israel, every spring we take a group to Israel. So we've taken the basketball team. we competed against students over there. So every spring, so next March, we take another group of 40 to 50 students, faculty and staff, not a music trip, but a trip where they can engage with the culture, they can serve, and they can learn not only about the history, but about the people of Israel today.
Wonderful. If anyone's interested in learning about East Texas Baptist University, where can they go to find more information?
So they can reach out to me, Tommy Sanders at East Texas Baptist University. I'd be glad to share with them about what we're doing. We also, on our website, there's some videos and things like that if they'd like to know more.
Great. Well, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.